What's up, everybody? It's Cody with Blood Money MMA Bets, and I'm back with another full card breakdown. This is for UFC 288, Aljamain Sterling versus Henry Cejudo, man. It's going to be a super good fight. 14 fights on this card. I'm looking forward to them all. Can't wait to see this Gilbert Burns versus Bilal Muhammad fight. Just a ton of good fights. We're going to do a quick recap of UFC Vegas 72, and then we'll get right into this UFC 288 bets. Vegas 72. I went 4-2 on my bets for plus 6.25 units, which is a big night, especially with my units. 4 winning bets. Cody Jourdain plus 3.4 units. I got him at plus 170, and he dominated the whole fight. Looked like minus 400. I loved it. Second winning bet, Vieira under 1.5 rounds. They cut it a little close, I'm not going to lie, but got it done, man. Plus 2.5 units on that. Third winning bet, Edgar under 2.5 rounds, plus 3 units on that. And it didn't go the way I thought it was going to go, but it still went, so I'll take it. Fourth winning bet was Baralo de Lima parlay, plus 3.35 units. That was easy money, man. 2 losing bets. I had a Rosa Edgar Baralo parlayed for minus 250, which actually saved money because Rosa was minus 160 when I was going to bet him. So I was going to put 320 to win 2. And then instead, I just threw him in this parlay. I thought with the 2 other safe people, but Edgar killed that right off the bat. But so yeah, minus 2.5 units on that. And then the second one lost was the one I thought was supposed to be easy money. Brundage fight don't go to decision. That was easy, but I parlayed it with the Quinlan under 2.5. That was a minus 300 for that. And didn't even come close to hitting. So minus 3.5 units on that. So 4-2 plus 6.25 units, which is a crazy big night. That was a nice night. Brings my official bet record overall 222 and 153 for plus 100.05 units. Broke that 100 unit mark, man. That's the first big thing. Now I got to get to the 200 units, but we got the first big part of it down, and now we can just keep building and building brick by brick. 2023, my record is 43 and 28 for plus 22.75 units, and I mean that's a good year so far. You know, I'm trying to definitely get to a better year than that. Get up to the 200 units, like I've been saying. It's going to be tough, but we just got to put in sharp bets and just keep, you know, taking our time getting there, and we'll get there. All right. Let's see. 1 second. Okay. We're going to get into this UFC 288 card, but before that, everybody, please hit that like and subscribe button. Smash the like button for me. I'm trying to get 150 likes on a video for once. Patreon, $10 a month is up and running. You're gonna get a ton of extras, man. Like last week, you got the Cody Jourdain bet. I put that in like a week and a half in advance, so you got him at minus 170. Then he won. So I mean, I beat $140 worth of line movement just with the bet, let alone getting the win. A lot of people won with that. A lot of people won with everything. You're gonna get my DraftKings lineup. You're gonna get my 10 best bets. You're gonna get my progressive layer cake parlay. All kinds of extras in there, and it's just to support the channel, man. My picks are still going to be put on each day throughout the week, you know, on Twitter and Instagram. But if you want them early, you want to beat line movement and all that, it's well worth the $10. Plus, there's a ton of stuff going on there. Layer Cake Discord is free, 100% free. The link's going to be in the description. So if you want to come join that, hang out with me and the boys and the girls too. There's the ladies in there. On the fight nights, man, talk all throughout the week. We're putting in different bets that we like. Got a lot of other cappers in there too that are smart. So go check out this Layer Cake Discord. It's fun to hang out. It's fun to have a good time there. But yeah, let's get into this UFC 288 card, man, because there's 14 fights. It's going to take a little bit. First fight of the night is Daniel Santos versus Johhny Munoz Jr. Daniel Willie Cat Santos is 10-2, currently sitting at minus 180. 5'7" with the 67-inch reach. Johhny Munoz is 12-2. He's currently sitting at plus 155. He's 5'9" with the 71-inch reach. And this is going to be a good fight. Both these dudes are talented. Daniel Willie Cat Santos, man, trains with Charles Oliveira there at the Shoot Box de Lima. Diego Lima. He's just a tough dude, man. You seen what he did against John Castaneda. He got dropped a couple times in that first round, and then just like Charles Oliveira, dude, recovers quick, gets up and starts throwing a beating on the guy. And Castaneda gassed himself out trying to finish him. He couldn't get it. And then Santos put a beating on him. He did lose his fight to Julio Arce, but I want to say that was like short notice, but it was still a good fight. And he just threw a lot of spinning stuff. But this guy's well-rounded, man. Daniel Santos is well-rounded. He's got a black belt on the ground. He's got excellent Muay Thai. He's a good finisher. and he brings the pressure like he's a junkyard dog. He is in your face every single second of the fight, and that's what really wore on Castaneda, man. He's got a powerful right hand. He's got the crazy spinning kicks to the body. He's got 2 spinning kick knockouts, powerful body kicks. He works the body a lot. I really like that. Really nice scrambles and really good get-up game. Johhny Munoz Jr., he's got good wrestling. He's got really good jiu-jitsu, decent striking. Like his striking didn't look bad, but it can be deceiving because if you go watch him when the fights that I watched, the one that I thought, I'm like, dang, his striking doesn't look too bad. Ludovic Shaolinian. And he's one of the worst fighters I've ever seen. Like, no disrespect, but he's just not good at all. Kind of like a walking punching bag because he doesn't really throw much. He doesn't wrestle. But yeah, man, he lost to Nate Maness. I thought he won that fight. It was really close, though. But really, he's got decent 1-2. He's got a good offensive and defensive wrestling. He's got excellent cardio and pace, but I just don't think that that's going to work with Daniel Santos. I think that Daniel Santos' striking is going to be a level above his on the feet. He's going to be able to hit Munoz with some big shots. Munoz is going to want to wrestle, but Daniel Santos has good defensive wrestling and a phenomenal get-up game. So even if Munoz lands a takedown, like I said, Santos is a black belt too. He's going to hop right back up. If Munoz continues to do that, he's going to end up gassing himself out. And if he doesn't, he's going to get beat up on the feet. So I'm going to take Daniel Santos to get that second round knockout, man. I think he puts the pressure on him and finds that knockout in the second round after just kind of like the Castaneda fight, you know, just Munoz is going to do everything he can in the first round to get him out of there, try to take him down, do jiu-jitsu, all that stuff. It's not going to work. I got Santos. Next fight is in the men's middleweight division. We got Joseph Holmes versus Claudio Ribero. This is going to be kind of a terrible fight, man, to be honest. Joseph Holmes, 8-3, currently sitting at about plus 160, 6'4" with the 80-inch reach. Claudio Ribero, 10-3, currently sitting at minus 180, I believe. He's 30 years old. He's 6'1" with the 77-inch reach. So these dudes are both 2 big middleweights. Joseph Holmes, man, it's like I said on Twitter, never forget that he has a loss to Jamie Pickett, and Jamie Pickett's one of the worst fighters in the middleweight division ever, dude. I mean, come on. In the UFC, I mean, he lost to he had a loss to Jourdain Wright, and just everybody he fought. Dennis Tulian beat him down. Kyle Dawkins beat him down. Like, these dudes take him down and choke him out in the first round, beat him up first round, beat him up first round. But yeah, man, Joseph Holmes couldn't. Joseph Holmes got beat by him, and that's a terrible look. Joseph Holmes has decent striking, like decent long kickboxing, but he didn't even get into MMA stuff till in his 20s. Decent long kickboxing. He's got good jiu-jitsu, pretty decent jiu-jitsu, but you've seen against Jung Yoon Park, like, it's not that great. But he doesn't have any wrestling. He couldn't take Jamie Pickett down. I mean, it's terrible. Claudio Rivera, not much better, but at least he throws bombs. He's got coconut bombs, dude. So he 10 fights, 10 knockouts. It doesn't have the best competition level. But Jamie Pickett, when he steps up in competition, he gets beat too. But this dude has dynamite in his hands. He's got powerful Muay Thai, powerful hooks with both hands. That's what he's throwing. He ain't throwing nothing straight. Powerful leg kicks, crazy fast right head kick, and he's got pretty good takedown defense. You've seen Al-Razak Hussein or whatever, man. You know the thing. You seen him, he tried to take him down, couldn't take him down. But this fight's going to be terrible, to be honest. I think Claudio Ribero knocks out Joseph Holmes in that first or second round. Joseph Holmes, after losing to Jamie Pickett, made himself the worst middleweight in the division after he beat Alan Amadowski. So that guy's gone, so now it's Joseph Holmes. So Claudio Ribero by knockout. And might throw a little bet on that, just, you know, and if they don't have it juiced up to already just like plus 110, but I do think Ribero, actually, I think he gets him out of there in the first, second round, but I'd probably just stay away. Next fights in the men's flyweight division, we got Zumagulov versus Rafael Estevam. Zhalgas is 14-8, currently sitting at about plus 140, 5'4" with the 66-inch reach, 66.5. Rafael is 11-0. He's currently sitting at minus 180. He's 26 years old, 5'8" with the 69-inch reach. So you see he's 4 inches taller. He's got about 2.5 inches of reach. You've probably seen him fight before, man. He's been in UFC for a couple years now. He's had a ton of tough breaks, but he's very well-rounded vet, man. He's got good offensive and defensive wrestling. He's got good boxing. Doesn't really have too much power, but he does. He has movement where he's moving around the cage, brings guys into him, and he likes to hit him with pull counters, stuff like that. Like I said, good offensive and defensive wrestling, really fast and accurate right hand. But man, the judges hate this guy, dude. He's been in the UFC. Let's go look through his record really quick. It's crazy. I thought he beat Ruslan Paiva. I had a bet on him in that fight, so I can't be like too mad, but I thought he beat Ruslan Paiva. Okay. Amir Abazi, he lost, but dude, that was a really good fight. That's what I went back and watched for this fight to see, you know, because Amir Abazi's kind of like Rafael Estevam, where he likes to wrestle, grapple a lot, use good jiu-jitsu, good ground and pound. And he wasn't able to do that to Z until the late in the third round. He wasn't able to actually like secure a takedown and hold them down. Got that standing guillotine choke over Jerome Rivera, who was the worst flyweight. But Jeff Molina split, I thought he won. And Charles Johnson fight, I thought he won. So he's got 3 losses that I thought he won. So he could actually be 17-5. And man, this is going to be a good fight because Rafael, dude, this dude's got excellent BJJ. He's got pretty good wrestling. It's not like the greatest wrestling, but he can get these dudes to the ground. Phenomenal ground and pound. His elbows on top are freaking awesome. He's got pretty good wrestling, decent striking, but he really wants to grapple and he really wants to be in top position and just beat dudes up. And to me, that's going to be the problem here, even though he's got a size advantage and he's got a low level of competition, you know, Brazilian regional scene and stuff like that. But man, I just really think that Z could get this win because I think Z's going to have a lot better striking. And then I think that he's got the wrestling to keep this standing because I've never seen anybody just take Master Z down and hold him down. So I don't think I'll get around to betting it because the judges hate him. So even if he wins, he loses. So I'm just the judges hate him, dude. So I'm picking Zhalgas though as an underdog. That's a big underdog pick to get a decision. But you know, it's one thing to say it and then it's one thing to do it because they hate him. But next fight is in the men's middleweight division. We got Ikram Aliskerov. Dude, I just was watching these the other day. Yeah, I'm not Ikram. Ikram versus Phil Hawes, man. Ikram is 13-1. He's currently sitting at -210. He's 30 years old, 6 foot with a 76-inch reach. Phil Hawes, 12-4. Currently sitting at +175, 6 foot with a 77.5-inch reach. So you see everything's about equal. Phil Hawes is 4 years older. Phil Hawes will have a 1.5-inch reach advantage. Ikram, this dude's good. Went and watched a bunch of tape on him. He's a wrestler. He's got okay striking, but he's a wrestler. He wants to take people down, beat them up. He's from Dagestan, man. He's got excellent BJJ too, so he's not just one of them lay and pray guys. You see him, he's hit Kimura. Look at that. He's got 3 Kimuras in his last 4 fights, 3 Kimura wins. So, I mean, if he's going to win, maybe it's by Kimura because the 75% in his last 3 or 4. But this dude, he's good. Decent boxing. He's got a little pop in his hands, but not too much. Like I said, he really just wants to wrestle and dominate you on the ground, and that might be a problem here because Phil Hawes is a D1 national champion wrestler, man. Nobody's ever went out there with the game plan like I'm just going to take Phil Hawes down and hold him down. That's what he does to other people. You've seen he was able to do it to a big dude in Nasruddin Imavov, Kyle Dawkins. He pieced up Duran Wynn. Was doing really good on the feet with Chris Curtis till he got cracked, but he knocked out Jacob Malcolm, who's good. But dude, he's got good hands. Like Phil Hawes has good striking. Phil Hawes has great hands, good boxing. He's got good leg kicks, but things about him, we know he's chinny, and I don't really question his cardio too much, but we haven't seen him in a dogfight wrestling match where somebody else is actually getting takedowns too. So, but because we never seen his 100% takedown defense. The thing is here, man, I'm actually going to go with Phil Hawes because with Phil Hawes, the thing that you're looking for to beat him is almost like a Julian Erosa, like a power puncher. But you know that you pick to beat Julian Erosa, and Ikram just wants to wrestle. Like he wrestles dudes. You seen when he struck with Hamza, he was knocked out viciously, dude. So I'm going to take Hawes. I don't think Ikram's going to be able to out wrestle Phil Hawes. Phil Hawes is so big and strong and physically explosive, and he has that D1 national championship wrestling. I think he's going to be able to stop the takedowns, and from there, I think Phil Hawes' striking is going to be a lot better. I don't think Phil Hawes is going to get knocked out. I'm not going to put no money on this fight. I'm taking another dog, man. Give me Phil Hawes. This is a tough UFC debut, man, to come and get Phil Hawes. So I'm going to say Phil Hawes is able to get a decision in this fight, you know, stop the takedowns and kind of put a little beating on Ikram. Next fight is in the heavyweight division. We got Parker Porter versus Braxton Smith. Parker Porter's 13-8, currently 13-8, currently sitting at -190. He's 6 foot with a 75-inch reach. Braxton, the beautiful monster Smith, is 5-1. Currently sitting at +155, 33 years old, 5'11", no reach available. Parker Porter, man, I bet on you against Justin Tafa. I don't know why in hindsight, man. He got knocked out bad. Decent fighter, you know, he's like well-rounded. He's got okay striking. He's got decent clinch against the cage. He can definitely hold people up against the cage. Good pace and pressure. He's got okay wrestling, but not great. You seen like in the Alan Bedoya fight, he went to decision with Bedoya. He wasn't able to take him down and hold him down and beat him up. And that's not a good look to go to decision with Bedoya. Then you got Chase Sherman, man. Another close fight that he had with him, and he beat Josh Parisian. And number 3 of the worst heavyweights ever, if you really think about it, dude. Them dudes are bad. Lost to Chris Dawkins, but I mean, he's all right. He's just a meat and potato fighter. And he's not really too dangerous. That's his problem. Braxton Smith, on the other hand, is dangerous. This guy has knocked his last 5 fights out, knocked his last 5 opponents out in the first round. 1 minute, 25 seconds, 49 seconds, 2 minutes, 1 minute, 40 seconds, 44 seconds. This dude's a savage. He's built like a freaking fire hydrant. Like, look at him. He's just literally, I don't even know. It's weird that humans are built like that, dude. He is just all muscle. He's built for this. Crazy power in both hands. All 5 wins, like I said, first round KO. Very powerful, very explosive. Not very technical, but it works. I'm not going to bet this fight because this is a who knows. But I don't think that the UFC is bringing trying to build up Parker Porter here, man. I think they're trying to build up Braxton Smith. Parker Porter, let's look at this really quick. He was just knocked out pretty bad against Justin Tafa in February. So March, April. About 3 months, man, a little less than 3 months ago, he was knocked out by Justin Tafa. So coming in here against this dude who's a savage, I think Braxton Miller touches the chin, dude. I think he gets him at some point in that first round. I think that Parker Porter ain't gonna be able to land no takedowns. He push him up against the cage, but with his chin being checked just 3 months ago, and Braxton Smith hitting like a savage, dude. Give me Braxton Smith for the win. Next fight is in the women's strawweight division. We got Marina Rodriguez versus Virna Jandiroba. This is going to be such a good fight, man. Really high-level women's fight for strawweights. Marina Rodriguez, 16-2-2, currently sitting at minus 140. She's 5'6" with the 65-inch reach. Virna is 18-3, currently sitting at about like plus 125. She's 34 years old, 5'3" with the 64-inch reach. So you see Marina's going to be 3 inches taller with 1 inch of reach. Marina Rodriguez, this girl's a savage. She's been in the UFC for a long time. She's got phenomenal Muay Thai striking. Had that tough fight against Lemos in that last fight, but Lemos is a beast. But she's got excellent Muay Thai. She's got decent power in her hands. You've seen her knock out where Amanda Hebas. She's got really nice variety of kicks. She works the legs and bodies really good. She's got a good tie clinch with knees, which I think is going to work here when Virna Jandiroba takes her weak shots that she takes in the second and third. She's super long, super tall. Like I said, she's got excellent Muay Thai. I think she's going to be able to beat up Virna's legs, and she's got good takedown defense. If you go watch most of her fights, like against Mackenzie Dern, that's another thing too I like is in Mackenzie Dern got her down and mounted her for the whole second round and was just like doing in every different transition you could be in. And Marina survived that and then stopped all the rest of the takedowns. And Virna, I mean, she's losing the girls that Marina is able to piece up. Let's see. Okay, like what the heck? Okay, yeah, Mackenzie Dern. I was gonna say I know she fought some of the girls. Mackenzie Dern was able to beat her. Amanda Hebas was able to beat her. And I know MMA math don't work, but Marina Rodriguez was able to handle them girls pretty easily. I think well, and let me get to Virna Jandiroba. She's talented jiu-jitsu player, man. She's got world-class BJJ. Her wrestling is okay. Her striking is, you know, super suspect. She's got like a decent 1-2, but that's all she does. She's got good timing on her takedowns. Because other than that, she's not just grabbing girls usually and taking them down. She may pull guard, but she is good at wrapping girls up in the clinch and just like dragging them to the ground. Putting, like she did it with Angela Hill a couple times and stuff. But her striking is very basic. In her gas tank, I don't like her gas tank either. If you watch, even with Hebas, she got her down in the first round. They grappled and stuff, and then by the second round, you could see that she was tired and didn't even land no more takedowns. I'm all over Marina Rodriguez, man. I actually bought the dip. I like buying the dip and then gaining money on that, and even more than beating line movement, because I think Rodriguez started at like minus 300. She got bid all the way down to minus 125. I got her at minus 130, and now she's already back up to like minus 140, minus 150, and it's going to go back up. So love buying the dip like that. But give me Marina Rodriguez by decision. Next fight is in the men's welterweight division. We got Khaos Williams versus Rolando Bedoya in the 170-pound division. Khaos Williams is 10-3, currently sitting at minus 300. He's 6 foot with a 77-inch reach. Bedoya is 14-1, currently sitting at plus 240. He's 5'11 with a 75.2-inch reach. Khaos Williams, man, I like him, dude. He's got phenomenal boxing. He's got crazy power in both of his hands. You've seen him knock out Alex Moreno and Al-Hazak, like I tried to say earlier. I don't know why his name's part of everything. Abdul Razak Al-Hassan. Knocked him out in 30 seconds, knocked out Alex Moreno in 27 seconds. That was before people knew to put some respect on Khaos's name in his right hand. But he's had some good fights since then. I thought he beat Pereira. He beat up Semmelsberger. He beat Mageza, knocked him out, and he had that close fight with Randy Brown. Like he could be on like a 10-fight win streak. And he throws power. He's got really good movements. He throws in combo when he does throw, especially when he backs guys up against the cage, man. He'll start letting go. He's got good offensive and defensive grappling. He throws a ton of volume. Super tough, super durable with phenomenal cardio. I don't know what else you want from a guy. He doesn't really use too much grappling, but he's got okay. I think he I want to say he took down somebody. I think he took down like Pereira or something. Rolando Bedoya, man, this kid's tough. He's from Peru. He's getting a chance to get in the UFC. He's got a super tough debuting fight, you know, against freaking Khaos Williams. But this kid's good. He's tough. He's got good Muay Thai striking, excellent leg and body kicks. He throws a ton of volume. He gets hit a ton while he's throwing this volume. He's got excellent cardio and toughness, and he basically tries to out tough his opponents and out cardio them, and then just enforce his will on them and get the win later on in the fight. But it's always close with his fights. But man, he's fighting terrible people. Like he's fighting on the Peruvian scene where he's fighting these dudes that are like 17-6. Go look at his record now, 18-11. You know, it's this 10-1. I mean, 10-2. He hasn't fought since then. But the guys I was looking at, like I went to look at this dude, like, oh, he fought a 17-6. Like I said, and then you see 18-11. Like he's fighting very low regional scene guys. He's a volume striker that likes to put it on people. I believe if you look too, he's got 14 wins. 7 decisions, so he's only finishing half his stuff. So he's not even going to be dangerous to challenge Khaos anywhere. So I'm taking Khaos, and this dude gets hit way too much, man. Khaos is going to knock this kid out in the first or the second round. And then this kid could come back and do something, be good, but not in this fight. That's a really tough matchup. So give me Khaos by second round TKO, maybe first. Next fight's in the men's light heavyweight division. We got Devin Clark versus Kennedy Nzechukwu. Devin Clark is 14-7, currently sitting at plus 175. He's 6 foot with a 75-inch reach. Kennedy is 11-3. He's currently sitting at minus 190. 6'5" with the 83-inch reach. So you see right there, he's going to be 5 inches taller with 8 inches of reach on Devin Clark. Devin Clark, man, what you see is what you get with him. He's got decent wrestling. He's got a good clinch up against the cage. He's got pretty decent power in his right hand, but he's not knocking anybody out. Well, I mean, he knocked out William Knight, but he's a grinder. He wants to grind you up against the cage. He wants to land takedowns. He wants to land some ground and pound. And he's got a weird head kick too, man. He kept hitting Asma. I know he got knocked out by him, but he hit him with it twice, dude. Just like question mark kick. And which is weird for how Devin Clark's built, and he's such a big dude. But he's been finished in 7-8 of his losses. All right, he's lost 7. He's got 7 losses, right? 7 losses and been finished in 6 of them 7. He kind of finds ways out of fights sometimes, but you see in his last fight against Da Un Jung, when Da Un Jung would just grapple with him the whole fight, he did good, and he was able to get that win because Da Un Jung played right in his game. Kennedy, man, this dude, the African Savage, he is a savage. He's got powerful striking. He uses that long reach really well. He's got excellent cardio, good boxing. He doesn't throw too much leg kicks, but he can. But he's KO'd 7 of his last 8 wins, and he's pretty well rounded. The only things I don't like about him is that he can start slow. He's a slow starter. He can be held up against the cage. He'll let guys hold him up against the cage, and he doesn't seem like very mean or like like going for the kill, and I need to see that. But he's been looking better in these last couple fights, man. Carl Robertson, he came out and out wrestled him, which was crazy. I had a big bet on him, and he just out wrestled Carl Robertson. That was awesome. And then the Ion Cutelaba, you know, he showed that he's a little bit more aggressive. Was able to get him out of there in that second round after having a pretty tough first round where Cutelaba hurt him a little bit, and then, you know, wrestled him and stuff. But he's got that win over Carlos Ulberg, which is aging really, really well. And that's what I see happening here, man. I'm taking Kennedy and Nzechukwu by a third round finish. I think that the first round is going to probably go to Devin Clark and push him up against the cage, maybe land a takedown or something. But as Devin Clark stops being able to land the takedowns to hold him up against the cage, Kennedy's going to start touching him and hitting him with big shots. And Devin Clark, like I said, has been finished in 6 of 7 losses, and I see him getting his 7th finished loss on Saturday. So give me in Kennedy by third round TKO. Next fight is the people's main event, the people's fight, man. This would be awesome to see live. We got Drew Dober versus Matt Fravola at the men's lightweight division. Drew Dober is 26-11, currently sitting at -220. He's 34 years old, 5'8", with a 70-inch reach. Matt Fravola is 10-3-1, 32 years old, currently sitting at +180. He's 5'9", with a 71-inch reach, man. And this is going to be a banger. It's going to be a little different. I think everybody's really convinced that Drew Dober is going to get a pretty easy knockout here. But I don't know, man. If Fravola takes him serious and doesn't come out like he did against McKinney or what was it, like Polo Reyes or whatever, and if he comes out and fights like he did against Jalen Turner, he could win, mix in some wrestling with some striking. But Drew Dober, man, excellent striking. This dude's been in the game for a long, long time. He's been fighting different organizations, he's been in Bellator, he's been in the UFC. Super tough, excellent Muay Thai striking, fast southpaw boxing. His straight left hook, left hand's murder, dude. You've seen him put Bobby Green out with that left hook. You've seen him put Alves out with the hook to the body. Took that beating from McKinney and came back. This is what worries me, though, man. If you if you go back and watch him fight with Brad Riddell, like, he got beat by decision there, and Brad was able to wrestle with him a little bit. And then also Brad was able to get his timing down and start landing some big shots on him. So, I mean, like I said, I like Drew Dober, but he's just basically got striking. Like, he's not going to wrestle. He's not going to really do jiu-jitsu and all that stuff. Matt Fravola, on the other hand, he's got the wrestling. He's got good jiu-jitsu. He's got good striking. You've seen his last 2 fights, man. He's been out there in wars with Valdez and Alzatar, and was able to knock both them out in the first round. Before that, he got knocked out early by McKinney. But Sarukian, you know, yeah, he actually put up a decent fight in that one, but that win over Jalen Turner is aging really, really well. That was back in 2019. But Matt Fravola, like I said, well-rounded. He definitely will have the wrestling advantage here. I think he could even have the cardio advantage if he uses that grappling. And he's got power in his hands. The only problem is, man, I don't know if he'll use that wrestling. He's been coming out and just throwing hands. I mean, I didn't think he would throw hands with a Zaitar. If anything, you tried to wrestle him, he didn't. He threw hands, he knocked him out. So I'm going to assume he's probably going to do that again this time, man. And in that fight, I got to pick Drew Dober, and I got to trust Drew Dober and his chin. So give me Drew Dober. I'm going to take him by third round or decision, because this could be a crazy fight where it's back and forth, and there could be some grappling, burning some time and stuff. So give me Drew Dober by decision, which is, I know it's like a crazy pick, but is what it is. Next fight is in the men's featherweight division. We got the return of Kron Gracie versus Charles Jourdain. Kron Gracie is 5-1, currently sitting at +160. He's 5'9" with a 70-inch reach, 34 years old. Charles Jourdain is 13-6-1, currently sitting at -190, 27 years old. 5'9" with a 69-inch reach. Kron Gracie, what can we say, man? He hasn't fought in, I believe it's about 4 years. He's 34 years old. He hasn't fought in 3.5 years. And you know, he's a jiu-jitsu dude. He's the son of Rickson Gracie, who's like the best jiu-jitsu guy ever, they say. You know, I've watched some different stuff, different videos and stuff, and I love Rickson Gracie. They say he was like 300-0 in the streets of Rio de Janeiro on the beach and stuff. So but yeah, man, it's hard to tell because he hasn't fought in so long. Against Alex Caceres, Alex Caceres made one mistake. Kron was able to take him down, was able to take his back and choke him out quick. But against Cub Swanson, which, dude, he was 5-0 coming in fighting Cub Swanson, who's one of them, you know, better. He's a top 10 featherweight of all time. And he came in and fought him way too early in the game because he didn't have the wrestling to take Cub down. Then Cub had a black belt in jiu-jitsu anyways if it went to the ground. And then his striking just was not on the level to go with Cub. In this fight, though, he's fighting Charles Jourdain, who's an excellent kickboxer, man. He's got really good kickboxing. He's a wild dude. He throws crazy kicks, crazy punches. He's really dangerous left hand. That's what he hit the Korean Superboy Choi with. And he's just had a tough run in the UFC, dude. If you see, what's that? So he's 2-3, 3-3, 4-5 since he's been in the UFC. So he's got a losing record, and he's not really losing to like every time it's the greatest people in the world. He lost to Julian Erosa. He lost to Shane Burgos, Nathaniel Wood, who came up from 135. He lost to Andre Feely, Des Green. He's got decent wins. That Doo Ho Choi win was good. Marcelo Rojo, he was losing the whole fight until he got that finish with 29 seconds left in the fourth. Andre Ewell, that was a really good fight, and that's not a good look when you have a really good fight with Andre Ewell. And then he dropped Lando and then choked him out of his pants. But I'm just not I don't like Charles Jourdain in this fight because he makes too many mistakes, man. He overcommits on crazy spinning kicks and jump kicks and all this and that, and all this is going to take is Kron Gracie to get him down one time. And I know Charles Jourdain's a black belt in jiu-jitsu too, but he's not a black belt like Kron Gracie. And I just think that that's why he's got all these losses, because he makes so many mental mistakes. And then not only that, but I was watching the fight with Cub Swanson, and Kron Gracie tried to take down or two in the first round, couldn't get it. And then he struck with Cub the whole time. And by the third round, he had Cub worn down. Like, he got beat up. Kron, to make no mistake, he took a beating in that fight. But by the third round, Cub wasn't moving around as much, and he was landing some shots. He had some decent boxing. And they say he took this time off, 3.5 years, to work on his striking. So I'm going to say he's got the striking to stand with Jourdain long enough till he does land a takedown. Jourdain does something stupid because he has some terrible fight IQ, and Kron gets that submission. And I'm thinking about betting him as a big underdog too. If I get back to, the casino to bet him, I already got a bunch of bets in. I got 3 bets on my Patreon for UFC Rally or wherever, North Carolina, for people on there to beat line movement. That's going to be a big card. I'm going to beat some. I'm clearing 6 units or more on this card too. I feel good. Next fight is in the men's featherweight division. We got Movsar Evloev versus Bryce Mitchell. Movsar is 16-0, currently sitting at -265, 29 years old, 5'7" with a 72.5-inch reach. Bryce Mitchell is 15-1, 28 years old, 5'10" with a 70-inch reach. So you see Bryce Mitchell's 3 inches taller, but you see that Movsar's got 2.5 inches of reach. And this is going to be a really good fight, man. Movsar's super well-rounded, dude. Excellent wrestling. He's got phenomenal wrestling. He's got phenomenal jiu-jitsu. He's got phenomenal striking. Hit Dan Ige with this flying knee counter, because Dan Ige was coming in for a strike, dude, right in the forehead, or right under the chin, actually. Like, hit him. I don't know how. Ige is one of the toughest human beings on earth. The Hawaiian dudes, dude, are just so tough. But his striking looked a lot better in that fight, man. So I don't know, man. He's so good. He's got the new step in flying knee. He's got phenomenal cardio, and his fight IQ is off the chain. He's training at ATT. He's been there for a long time. Dude, he's just good. He's just good. He's well-rounded. Bryce Mitchell, excellent wrestling, excellent jiu-jitsu. His striking, suspect. He's got some nice kicks. He really don't throw his hands too much, but I know he dropped Barbosa, but he does have some nice kicks, some sneaky kicks. Once on top, dude, if he gets you down, it's hard to get up from underneath him. He's got really good jiu-jitsu. He's really heavy on top. He uses his single legs and ankle picks to get his takedowns, and he's got chain wrestling. But, man, if he can't get his wrestling going like we've seen against Topuria, he's kind of a fish out of water. And I think that's what we're going to have here, because Movsar's wrestling is top-notch. It's top-notch. So I think the wrestling is going to cancel out, and this is going to be a standing match. And I think Movsar is going to have a way better striking, and he can probably even mix in his own takedowns. So I know this is going to be a really good fight, and I can't wait to watch it. But I'm going to take Movsar Evloev to go 17-0, and then hopefully we get the Movsar versus Ilia Topuria match. They've been talking crap back and forth for a long time, and I can't wait if we can get that fight, to see that fight. Next fight's in the women's strawweight division. We got Jessica Andrade returning to the strawweight division to fight Yan. Andrade is 24-10, currently sitting at -195. She's 31 years old, 5'1" with a 62-inch reach. Yan is 16-3, currently sitting at +155, 33 years old, 5'5" with a 63-inch reach. So you see Yan's 4 inches taller with the 1 inch of reach, but that's par for the course for Jessica Andrade. She's been fighting all the way up at 135 throughout her career, and just, fought way bigger girls. Jessica Andrade, she's a beast. I'm not counting the Blanchfield loss. She took that on 2 weeks' notice after fighting. She fought, 3 weeks before that, and then also took it on like 1 week notice. So I'm not counting that. Looked phenomenal against Lauren Murphy. Looked phenomenal against Amanda Lemos, even though she was getting pieced up before she landed that standing arm triangle. Make no mistake. And Cynthia Calvillo, you know, not that good. But Jessica Andrade, super powerful boxing. She's got good leg kicks. She's got really good offensive and defensive grappling. She's got good BJJ. Works the body excellent with punches. You've seen her take Caitlin Chukagian out with a body shot. She was hurting Cynthia Calvillo with body shots. And she's just got powerful wrestling and powerful forward pressure, man. And she's just well-rounded everywhere. And she's, let me see, what is it? Her last finished 5 of her last 6 wins. But the one thing I don't like about her, she's been finished a lot. I don't think that's going to come into play here, but she's been finished 7 times out of her 10 losses, man. 4 TKO, 3 submissions. A lot of them were earlier in her career, but she's a savage, well-rounded with phenomenal power and explosiveness. Jan is a great boxer, man. She really uses her boxing. Her grappling's been looking better in the last couple of fights. I was so shocked that she survived on the ground with Mackenzie Dern. I thought she beat Marina Rodriguez, if we're going to be completely honest. And she did get beat up by Carla Esparza, but after that, she went to Team Alpha Male, man. Her wrestling's been looking way better since then, a couple of years there. But yeah, man, she uses really good boxing. She's got really good speed. She's got really good volume. Her hands are fast as hell. She's got the improved defensive and offensive wrestling. Her jiu-jitsu checked out. She didn't get subbed. So the only problem that I have with her is that she's really, really, really crisp in that first round and a half, like against Marina Rodriguez. But as she starts taking damage and the fight goes and she slows down, she's not as mobile and she starts taking more punches. And she really got beat up in that 3rd round by Rodriguez, which is probably what lost her the fight, because I thought she clearly won the first 2. But I can see that happening here too. This probably be a good live betting spot for people that like to live bet. I think Jan's going to win the first round on Andrade. She's going to be so fast. She's a lot bigger, and she's going to use her movement to piece up Andrade. But by the time that 2nd round comes around, like I said, Jans took a little damage, starts not being as mobile. That's when Andrade's going to start taking off on her. But I'm actually going to take Andrade by decision, because I think Jan, she's an excellent boxer. She knows how to take punches, and I think it's going to be a really good fight. And I think it does. I think that goes to decision, and a really tough fight that Andrade clearly wins the 2nd and 3rd and gets that decision. Co-main event, man. Belal Muhammad versus Gilbert Burns. Belal Muhammad is 22-3, currently sitting at plus 105, 34 years old, 5'11" with a 72-inch reach. Gilbert Burns, 22-5, currently sitting at minus 130, 5'10" with a 71-inch reach. And I can't wait for this fight, man. Belal Muhammad, excellent, well-rounded fighter, man. Good wrestling, good double leg, good timing on his takedowns. He's got good jiu-jitsu. He's got good ground and pound. He's got phenomenal cardio. His boxing's improving. You've seen him with that KO win over Sean Brady. Looked like he had a little more power in his right hand. Of course, he's fighting a jiu-jitsu guy, but he's got good forward pressure and pace. He's got good fight IQ. He's on this big-ass winning streak, 2, 4, 6, 8-fight winning streak. But the people he's fighting to be on this 8-fight winning streak, in all fairness, are not like the people Gilbert Burns been fighting. On his 8-fight win streak, let's look at it. Let's break it down. Curtis Millender, Takashi Soto, Lyman Good, Diego Lima, 47-year-old Damian Maia. He did have a good win over Stephen Thompson, but Stephen Thompson can't defend takedowns no more. Good win over Vicente Luque, but, I mean, he couldn't wrestle either. And then that was a good win over Sean Brady. But if you look at that record compared to what Gilbert Burns is out here doing, who he's been out here fighting, man, Tyrone Woodley, he beat up an old Damian Maia, ain't gonna lie, but he knocked him out quick. But Gunnar Nelson, Konchenko, Mike Davis, even Beast Boy, he's got a good win over. But then going all the way up here, fought Usman. He's got the same win over Thompson. That fight with Chimaev was crazy. And then he just walks through Neil Magny and Masvidal. And Neil Magny and Belal Muhammad would be a really good fight, in my opinion. Gilbert Burns, dude, is just world-class BJJ, dude. He's super powerful. He's got crazy power in his hands. He's got powerful leg kicks. His boxing is super crisp. He's super strong and explosive. His wrestling's phenomenal. His BJJ is world class. Powerful calf hooks. Left hook is fire. He dropped Hamzat with that. And when I was watching Belal versus Sean Brady, even though he beat up Sean Brady, they struck the whole time. Sean Brady hit him with a left hook, a clean left hook, like 6 times, dude. And Belal's face was starting to get a little bloody. I mean, That fight was closer than I thought before Bilal actually like hit and rocked Sean Brady. You know, it was back and forth. Sean Brady could have won that first round, and that second round was really close. But I'm taking Burns, dude. I think Burns is better everywhere than Bilal. I think he has better wrestling than Bilal. I think he has better jiu-jitsu than Bilal. I think he has better striking than Bilal, and I think he's more powerful than Bilal. The only thing I'm worried about is the short turnaround for Gilbert Burns, and that's how sneaky Bilal is, man. That's why he's been calling for a fight, whatever, and then he wants to get Gilbert Burns 2 weeks after Gilbert Burns just fought, and it's a 5-round fight. Like, that's how Bilal, like I said, he has never beat anybody, dude. That was a decent win over Sean Brady, but Sean Brady ain't fought nobody in the top 5. Gilbert Burns been living in the top 5 for the last 5 years. Yeah, dude, I'm all over Gilbert Burns here, and I don't like Bilal Muhammad. I hope Gilbert Burns beats him up. I don't know what it is about Bilal. It's just like his whole aura, present, everything. I don't like it. Crying, calling for fights. He's never beat anybody. Who is he beat to call for a title fight? If we're gonna be realistic, Sean Brady, Vicente Luque, Steven. He hasn't beat nobody. He's never beat a top 5. He's never beat a top 5 welterweight. Not one top 5 welterweight has he ever beat. So give me Gilbert Burns here, man. And I bet him. I like him. I bet him at -125, and I like him. I think he's better everywhere, and I hope he throws a beating on him. Aljamain Sterling versus Henry Cejudo in the main event, man. Aljamain Sterling, 22-3, currently sitting at +105. 33 years old, 5'7", with a 71-inch reach. Henry Cejudo, 16-2, currently sitting at -120, 5'4" with a 67.5-inch reach, man. So you see there, Sterling's going to be 3 inches taller. He's going to have what, a 3.5-inch reach advantage. Aljamain Sterling, decent striking, man. He's got a decent jab. He's got decent boxing when he's fighting people that aren't just crazy killer strikers like Petr Yan to make him look a little, like he can't strike. He's got a really good kicking game. He was landing a ton of really good kicks on Petr Yan, especially in the first fight before he gassed himself out. But good wrestling, world-class BJJ, dude. If he gets you down and takes your back, then that round's over, or he's going to choke you out. He's one of the best dudes at taking the back there is. He's got underrated striking, like I said, solid leg and body kicks, but his transitions and subs are where it's at, man. And it's going to be weird because he's going to be so much bigger than Cejudo here. Cejudo, usually fights at 125 for most of his career, came up to 135 at the end there, beat up old aging quitting Marlon Moraes and another old dude in Dominic Cruz, and then he retired. But dude, Henry Cejudo, man, Triple C, 125 champ, 135 champ, Olympic gold medalist in wrestling. So he's a bad mofo, man. One of the smartest dudes in the game. Has Fight Ready is his camp, which is the best fight camp I've been seeing lately. They've been turning dudes into monsters there, and he's the brains behind it. World-class wrestling, good jiu-jitsu. He's got good boxing, man. He's got good power in his hands. You've seen him put TJ Dillashaw out. He was boxing up Dominic Cruz, but the leg kicks in the Dominic Cruz fights, what I really liked, man. He came in there and was just kicking through his legs, man, and I think that could be a factor here. You can use that on Aljamain and really freaking be able to take away a lot of his mobility, slow him down early. This is going to be such a great fight. I've went back and forth on this fight. I don't want to even bet this fight. I'm going to watch it as a fan. I was on Sterling before going in because I'm like, man, 3.5 years off for Cejudo. Sterling's bigger. He's been more active and all that. But after going back and forth, so I pretty much kind of wouldn't even take this pick for me with all that, like a grain of salt, man, because I'm going to go with Cejudo. But I have no faith because I've been going back and forth on this all week. I'm going to watch it as a fan. I think Cejudo can stop the wrestling, and then I think his striking is going to be a lot better than Aljamain Sterling, especially with them leg kicks and his boxing. And as long as he doesn't get taken down and get his back taken 3 of the 5 rounds, man, Henry should win this fight, dude. Then we got Triple C. If he wins that, Triple C, he said he wants to go up to 145 and become C4 and get the 145-pound championship too. Which would be crazy. But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody coming out, watching this, listening, and hanging out with me all the time. It's going to be a really good card. Good luck, everybody, on Saturday. Good luck with everything, and we're going to win. We're going to get some money, man. I will see you guys later. See you.